Work on drilling production wells for the Nevis geothermal project will commence in summer of 2023, according to Albert Gordon, the general manager of Nevlec. Gordon was one of the presenters at a consultation with residents of Hamilton where geothermal wells will be dug. The project currently in
that we are developing the resource in a safe and sustainable manner. So we'll be going in stages in terms of adding capacity. So this will allow St. Kitts and Nevis to achieve several objectives. One, cheap electricity. That's one of the first things one of the major concerns. We have all been experiencing the high tariffs with the fuel surcharge. This project will assist us in eliminating the fuel surcharge. So it will be a very significant, it will have a very significant impact on the cost, of electricity and the cost of fuel to the government. It will transition us from being a net importer of energy to an exporter of energy. So with the excess capacity, we plan to look at interconnecting, aside from interconnecting St. Kitts and Nevis, which is part of the project, but possibly interconnecting with other islands so we could sell electricity. And on top of that, we're looking at producing what we call green molecules, hydrogen from electrolysis of water with the low-cost energy that we expect. So there's a huge demand emerging for what we call green hydrogen in order to fight climate change. So we're going to be a leader in that, and we're going to produce these green molecules. And from hydrogen, you could produce ammonia and green fertilizer and other products as well. So we're looking to evolve the energy sector into a major source of income for the country and for the economy.
During the session, residents of Hamilton took the opportunity to have their concerns addressed, with consultants indicating that adjustments to the project can be made to mitigate concerns. Glenn Bart reporting for SK Newsline. The Small Business Expo capped off a week of activities aimed at bringing attention to the relevance of small business in the quest for economic diversification in St. Kitts and Nevis. Several entrepreneurs showcased their products and services to the public in Independence Square in downtown Bastille in an 18th November Small Business Expo. Some companies that could supply services to small business also participated in the expo. Business displays range from agricultural operations to technology-oriented products and services. The expo is one of several events organized to commemorate Global Entrepreneurship Week that included a panel discussion, a seminar, the promotion of the Small Business Development Center that can help entrepreneurs through technical assistance. It is expected that during 2023, the St. Kitts and Nevis government will implement a vigorous small business assistance program that will help spur local investment, promote business creativity, and generate employment. Glenn Bart reporting for SK Newsline.
The holiday season is approaching, and now is the time to get the message out about your business. SK Newsline introduces special advertising rates for the Christmas season with our Christmas specials. You can advertise on the SK Newsline Newscast or send special holiday greetings to the general public with our Christmas greetings on both SK Newsline and Voice of the Caribbean Radio at affordable prices. Call our marketing department for more information, 665-7496, or email advertising@sknnewsline.com. 'Tis the season to be jolly, so enjoy our Christmas specials at SK Newsline and Voice of the Caribbean Radio and promote your business the effective way this holiday season. Your vehicle is very important to you. That's why you should ensure it gets the best service and care possible only at IAS Diagnostic Center, located at Bird Rock behind the Life Fitness Center gym. Come to IAS Diagnostic Center for wheel alignment, rotor cutting, AC servicing, wheel balancing, oil filter change, diagnostic, tire repair and sale, tinting, and much more. With top-of-the-line equipment, come to IAS Diagnostic Center in Bird Rock. Opening hours Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Call 767-4422, 662-4416, or 466-6708. IAS Diagnostic Center for quality care of your vehicle.
The SKN Newsline website now offers you more news. Log on to www.sknnewsline.com for local, regional, and international news. You can also watch the latest newscast and keep abreast with news in sports, all from sknnewsline.com. That's www.sknnewsline.com. News at your fingertips.
Nestled between evergreen mountains and the Caribbean Sea on the island of St. Kitts is the Millhouse Guest House and Convention Center. With breathtaking views, a rugged, beautiful shoreline, and immaculate manicured gardens make this the perfect location for your holiday, event, or wedding. With a large convention center, apartments with balconies providing stunning views, and a secluded cottage for larger family groups or honeymooning couples looking for some privacy. We have something for everyone. Book your stay at www.millhouseskn.com or visit our Facebook page, the Millhouse Guest House and Convention Center, an oasis of tranquility.
It's the gospel event of the year. Tehillah Band presents G5's Glow Party. Friday, November 18th, 7 p.m. The Church of God of Prophecy at Buckley's location. Featuring headline artists from St. Lucia, Emran Henry.
Man, we are coming out. We are coming with the
From the British Virgin Islands. For Jesus Christ.
Related disasters which are exacerbated
at events.jad.cash/G-Vibes. It's G-Vibes Glow Party, Friday, November 18th, 7 p.m. at the Church of God of Prophecy, Buckley's location. Come on out and let's turn nightlife into light life for Jesus Christ.
Holy Ghost, I'm a warrior. Earth as a hamper. I'm a warrior.
This story is filled with acronyms and abbreviations like IPCC, Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, UNFCCC, United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, UNEP, United Nations Environment Programme. You get the point. This is a climate change related story, and it is all linked to the COP. Yep, the Conference of the Parties.
We are in the fight of our lives and we are losing.
We have the collective capacity to transform.
Because this is the only planet where we're going to carry on your legacy.
It is a choice to continue this pattern of destructive behavior.
The United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, or UNFCCC, is an international treaty which acknowledges that man's actions, albeit global industrialization, is having a detrimental impact on the world's climate, and provided the framework for climate change negotiations with the largest polluters and those impacted by climate-related disasters which are exacerbated by climate change. The convention was adopted in 1992 during the Earth Summit in Rio de Janeiro, with the treaty entering into force in 1994 and 196 countries ratifying it. The Conference of the Parties, or the COP, is the supreme decision-making body of the UNFCCC and is made up of representatives from all parties. In 1995, the first COP took place in Berlin and was attended by representatives from 117 countries. At this conference, the Berlin Mandate was established and there was a consensus among the countries to take more energetic action regarding the mitigation of the greenhouse effect. At this conference, an ad hoc group on the Berlin Mandate was created. The group drafted a protocol that was later sent to COP3 and resulted in the adoption of the Kyoto Protocol. During this conference, the principle of common but differentiated responsibility amongst countries was applied so that different countries would have different responsibilities and capabilities to deal with climate change. The second conference, COP2, was held in Geneva in June 1996. it was defined that developing countries could request financial and technological assistance from the Green Climate Fund. The third conference of the parties took place in Japan in 1997.
It gives me great pleasure to welcome you to the third session of the Conference of the Parties of Japan for the...
In this conference, the Kyoto Protocol was created. Kyoto Protocol's main objective was to set targets to contain greenhouse gas emissions. Around 141 representatives from different countries signed on to the Kyoto Protocol. On March 15th, 1999, the protocol was ratified by 55 countries, which together were responsible for about 55% of the world's greenhouse gas emissions. And on February 16th, year 2000, the Kyoto Protocol signed up one of the world's largest polluters, Russia. They finally ratified the agreement.
Kyoto Protocol give a chance to Russia to use this potential, to start to do something to change economy, to save our resources for next generation.
The Kyoto Protocol was a document with muscle and might, powered by industrialized nations and supported by those of a lesser financial ilk. It said greenhouse gas emissions should be reduced for industrialized countries by 5.2%. For Japan, the reduction would be 7%, and for the European Union, it would be set at 8%. The reduction would be based on emission levels recorded in 1990. Fast forward to COP21, the milestone conference of the parties in December 2015. There, the Paris Agreement was signed. The signatories of the Paris Agreement agreed to increase the production of renewable energy, reduce greenhouse gas emissions, help poor countries with financial aid to deal with the impact of climate change, and they committed to reviewing the progress every 5 years. The Conference of the Parties is now in its 27th iteration. After 27 years of abbreviations, acronyms, agreements, protocols, and signatures, what has been achieved? How has St. Lucia and other small island developing states benefited? What will be the tangible outcomes from COP27? Follow the series as we walk you through the climate change negotiations, the transition from fossil fuel to renewable energy, the strides at reduction in greenhouse gases, the financing for climate change mitigation and adaptation measures. We will report from COP27 as it seeks to renew the solidarity between countries to deliver on the landmark Paris Agreement for people and the planet.
The holiday season is approaching, and now is the time to get the message out about your business. SK Newsline introduces special advertising rates for the Christmas season with our Christmas specials. You can advertise on SK Newsline Newscast or send special holiday greetings to the general public with our Christmas greetings on both SK Newsline and Voice of the Caribbean Radio at affordable prices. Call our marketing department for more information, 665-7496, or email advertising@sknnewsline.com. 'Tis the season to be jolly, so enjoy our Christmas specials at SK Newsline and Voice of the Caribbean Radio and promote your business the effective way this holiday season. Your vehicle is very important to you. That's why you should ensure it gets the best service and care possible only at IAS Diagnostic Center, located at Bird Rock behind the Life Fitness Center Gym. Come to IAS Diagnostic Center for wheel alignment, rotor cutting, AC servicing, wheel balancing, oil filter change, diagnostic, tire repair and sale, tinting, and much more. With top-of-the-line equipment, come to IAS Diagnostic Center in Bird Rock. Opening hours Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Call 767-4422, 662-4416, or 466-6708. IAS Diagnostic Center for quality care of your vehicle.
Online radio has never been this great. It's Voice of the Caribbean Radio, at voiceofthecaribbean.net. Tune into Voice of the Caribbean Radio for great Caribbean programs, news, entertainment, sports, and current affairs. Wake up each morning and be inspired with One Day at a Time with Kim Huey. Stay abreast with news across the Caribbean and internationally with the Caribbean News Hour, and be entertained with shows like Reggaeville, Caribbean Classics, and Jive Music Show. Visit our website, download our Android mobile app, or listen us on TuneIn Radio. There is so much more on Voice of the Caribbean Radio, reaching the Caribbean and beyond. Check website or app for program schedule.
Auto Plus Car Wash, located on the Collins Street Gut, Bastille, St. Kitts. Bring your car to Auto Plus Car Wash to remove water stains, wiper marks. Get your doors, roof panel cleaned, seat floor mats, buffing, headlights, and engine wash. You get quality service at the best price at Auto Plus Car Wash. They really care for your car. Call 765-5140 or visit them on the Collins Street Gut, Bastille, St. Kitts. Auto Plus Car Wash, where the service is number one. If you're looking for a place to host that special event, conference, meeting, social event, party, whatever the occasion, your best option is the Millhouse Convention Center, Palmetto Point, St. Kitts. Located on the picturesque Garvey's Estate, the Millhouse Guesthouse Convention Center has enough space for outdoor events overlooking the Caribbean Sea. If you're looking indoors, the center is equipped with amenities needed to make your event a success. And by combining both spaces, you're sure to have a memorable event, no matter the occasion. Call the offices at Millhouse Guesthouse and Convention Center to book your next event on simply the most beautiful place in St. Kitts. Call 668-1392. Millhouse Convention Center at Garvey's Estate, Palmetto Point, St. Kitts. Making your event memorable.
Minister of Health Dr. Frank Anthony has said that Guyana's health sector has been strengthened to stand any future pandemics. During the daily COVID-19 update, Minister Anthony disclosed that his ministry was able to strengthen laboratory systems while providing better diagnostic care.
We have also formed a unit within the ministry that can do rapid response.
Moreover, the health minister revealed that Guyana's surveillance department was also strengthened to quickly detect when an infected person tests positive. Persons with whom the infected has been in contact will be called to schedule an examination.
So whatever presents itself, we have this team that can go out, look at symptoms, look at signs, look at the epidemiology, and then make a determination.
To this end, Dr. Anthony said that Guyana now has access to the Pandemic Fund, which was established by the World Bank to provide money to countries for pandemic preparedness. Meanwhile, within the last 24 hours, Guyana recorded 21 new COVID-19 cases, with 68 persons hospitalized countrywide. Reporter for HGP 90 News, I am Shamar Allen.
$2.1 billion in 2019 and another $6 billion in 2020 gives rise to millions being unaccounted for. This after reports by the Auditor General advising of several breaches by the Finance Ministry regulations. Well, there's more in this report.
The exclusion of inventory assets, no record of movements of funds and spending on unrelated COVID-19 activities are few breaches that now leads the opposition to await a transparent analysis of the COVID-19 expenditure audit. Opposition spokesperson on finance, Julian Robinson, says a date is to be scheduled after the Ministry of Health and Wellness, along with the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, responds.
It obviously is a matter of grave concern to us as an opposition that there were significant breaches that have been highlighted by the Auditor General. So the Public Accounts Committee will do a detailed analysis of what took place.
The issue, which was tabled in Parliament, revealed there needed to be improvement to the procurement and records management processes.
We have seen the report, but the PAC is really the committee that looks in detail at reports from the Auditor General, and we intend to do that in short order.
Contracts to govern and account for emergency spending was among the breaches, as the government spent $337 million to 7 hotels and guest houses, but only had a formal contract with one service provider. The audit followed the allocation of over $8 billion to aid in the country's COVID-19 emergency response intervention. Javine McLean, CVM Live.
The Democrats will lose control of the House of Representatives in January, but the party was in jubilant mood as it convened in the chamber on Thursday.
The House will be in order.
After days of speculation, Nancy Pelosi, the first female Speaker of the House, confirmed that she will be stepping down from her leadership position in the party, a position she's held since 2003.
And with great confidence in our caucus, I will not seek re-election to Democratic leadership in the next Congress. For me, the hour's come for a new generation to lead the Democratic caucus that I so deeply respect. And I'm grateful that so many are ready and willing to shoulder this awesome responsibility.
She was received rapturously by her caucus, a show of unity in stark contrast to a Republican Party in turmoil after a poor showing in the midterms. They may have won the House, but their majority is very narrow. The Republican Party establishment blames the Donald Trump wing of the party for the midterm election results, but the Trump wing of the party blames the Republican Party establishment for not being bold enough in going after the Biden administration. With their majority in the House, the Republicans can launch congressional investigations into the Biden administration. Already they say they will be looking into Joe Biden's son, Hunter's business dealings, and allegations of corruption involving the president.
This is an investigation of Joe Biden, the President of the United States, and why he lied to the American people about his knowledge and participation in his family's international business schemes. National security interests require the committee conduct investigation, and we will pursue all avenues that have long been ignored.
But the current Republican leadership is wrestling with how far it should go to appease the Trump wing of the party without alienating swing voters ahead of the next elections in 2024. Shia Britansi, Al Jazeera, Washington.
Now, closer to home in some football, Tobago Primary Schools Football League came to an exciting goal-laden conclusion at the Dwight York Stadium in Bacolet recently. More in this report.
St. Andrews Girls Under 15 was one of 2 teams from the school to make it to the Tobago Schools final. They faced Wim Anglican Primary for the title, and after a goalless regulation time period, they had to be separated by kicks from the penalty mark. The first St. Andrews penalty was wrapped up easily by the Wim goalkeeper. Wim also missed their first. St. Andrews' second was again within the goalkeeper's reach. Wim put their second right at the keeper, but it was strong enough to find the back of the net and win the title for the team from Plymouth Road, 3-2 on penalties. In the boys under 15 final, the young men from St. Andrews Anglican were very much focused on their task, capitalizing on a lapse in the Plymouth Anglican area to take the lead in the 54th second of the match.
It's the opening goal!
The second was a silky smooth finish worthy of a number 9. 2-0 in the 31st minute.
Sergeants!
St. Andrews got a penalty in the 20th courtesy the Eagle Eye referee. The kick from 12 yards was well dispatched, though the keeper may have backed himself to do better. Number 4 went through a crowd of players and into the far corner. However, the best part may have been the celebration. The final goal was a feat of perseverance and skill. The power behind the shot forced St. Andrews 5th as they were crowned the first champions in their division since 2019. Wayne Cunningham, TTT Sport.
What a super left footer right there.
Welcome to the SKN Newsline Weather Report. I am Janil Boone. Here is a look at the forecast for St. Kitts and Nevis. For a more detailed weather report, visit our website at www.sknnewsline.com.